Number 10. 1975 Chevrolet Laguna S3. The 1975 Chevrolet Laguna S3 was a special version of the Chevelle available only as a two-door coupe. With its refined, semi-fastback styling and bold body stripes, the car offered a sleek, sporty appearance. One of its signature features was the louvered rear window, complemented by rally wheels for a standout look. Produced for just 3 years, the 1975 Laguna S3 added an aggressive, forward-slanting front end, enhancing both its appearance and its track performance, especially in NASCAR. Drivers like Cale Yarborough saw major success behind the wheel of the Laguna, taking the checkered flag 33 times. Number 9. 1971 Chevrolet El Camino SS 454 LS6. One of the most fascinating vehicles in history is the muscle truck hybrid known as the Chevrolet El Camino SS 454 LS6. A beastly machine, it could haul heavy loads or tow a trailer, yet still rock it down the drag strip. The front resembled a Chevelle, while the rear featured a pickup-style bed, all on a unibody frame. Though some purists debate whether the El Camino deserves a place among true muscle cars, its performance figures and low stance make it hard to ignore. Lightweight and powerful, it was among the fastest GM vehicles of the era, a sleeper with serious bite. Number 8. 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle SS 454 LS6. The Chevrolet Chevelle was one of the most iconic American muscle cars of its time. The 1970 Chevelle SS 454 LS6 is not only one of the rarest variants, but also represents the absolute peak of design and performance in the muscle car world. Design changes introduced in 1968 culminated in 1970 with a look that was as aggressive as it was unforgettable. For those seeking true rarity, only 20 of these models were convertibles. While most Chevelles came with smaller engines, a select few were blessed with the monstrous LS6 big block, delivering jaw-dropping speed and power on both road and track. Number 7. 1970 Chevrolet Monte Carlo SS. Typically not seen as a rare muscle car, the 1970 Monte Carlo SS is an exception. Produced in limited numbers, it came equipped with a potent V8 and a two-door mid-size body, giving it the muscle car look born in the 1960s and carried into the 1970s. Positioned as a more upscale Chevy model, the Monte Carlo SS still packed plenty of punch and street credibility. It was a road predator, ready to outpace rivals while delivering a smooth, stylish ride. Number 6. 1971 Chevrolet Camaro SS. The Camaro saw huge success in its debut year, with Chevrolet selling 124,901 units, even without a full production year. In September 1970, GM unveiled the 1971 model, sparking excitement among fans. However, it came with changes that would reshape the muscle car landscape. Starting in 1971, American automakers were required to advertise net SAE horsepower instead of gross, and stricter emission standards meant reduced compression ratios to accommodate lower-octane unleaded fuel, resulting in power loss across performance models. Rising prices also deterred buyers. It was the beginning of the malaise era, signaling the end of the muscle car boom. Despite these setbacks, the 1971 Camaro SS still captivated buyers who craved a powerful, roaring V8. The L78 engine was gone, replaced with a 5.7-liter V8 making 300 horsepower, marking a soft slide into a more fuel-conscious future. Just 1,533 Camaro SS models were produced that year, standing as a final salute before the muscle car age faded. Number 5. 1972 Chevrolet Camaro SS 396. The year 1972 marked a bittersweet turning point for the Chevrolet Camaro SS. It was the final year for both the SS 396 and SS 350 trims. It was also the last time a factory Camaro came equipped with a big block engine. That year brought major challenges. A 174-day strike at the Norwood assembly plant led to over 1,100 incomplete Camaros being scrapped for failing to meet new 1973 federal bumper safety regulations. At one point, GM even considered discontinuing both the Camaro and Firebird entirely due to growing pressure from emissions, safety, and fuel economy regulations. But thanks to strong support from enthusiasts, the Camaro survived, with 68,656 units produced that year. Of those, only 970 were SS396 models, closing the curtain on an iconic era of factory big block Camaros. Number 4. 1970 Chevrolet Camaro SS396 L78. The 1970s ushered in a bold new chapter for the Chevrolet Camaro, featuring sleeker, more European-inspired styling that broke away from the family value design of the first generation. The 1970 model was a striking reinvention and remains one of the most sought-after Camaros today. Despite its updated looks, the Camaro stayed true to its muscle car roots by offering the mighty L78 396 V8 engine, delivering 375 horsepower. Only 600 units were fitted with this big block, making the Camaro SS L78 the rarest Camaro of the decade. Though still referred to as a 396, the L78 engine actually displaced 402 cubic inches and represented the peak of Camaro's big block performance before stricter regulations began to sap its strength. The Camaro SS 396 continued until 1972, but with a major drop in power, signaling the end of a muscle car legend. Number 3. 1970 Chevrolet El Camino SS LS6. First introduced in 1959 as a utility coupe, the El Camino took on new life in 1970 when the legendary LS6 engine became an available option. With 450 horsepower under the hood, buyers could turn this quirky hybrid into a full-fledged muscle machine. Roughly 500 buyers were bold and savvy enough to spend an extra $3,764 for the LS6 option, getting a vehicle capable of blasting through the quarter mile in just 13.44 seconds. Today, a well-preserved El Camino LS6 can fetch up to $69,100, while top-notch restorations may sell for as much as $300,000. Rumors even suggest that a future El Camino might return as an electric vehicle, marking another radical evolution. Number 2. 1970 Chevrolet Copo LT1 Nova. The 1970 Chevrolet Copo LT1 Nova is one of the rarest muscle cars Chevrolet ever produced during the 1970s. Don Yanko, famous for exploiting Chevrolet's special ordering system, used it to create and sell upgraded muscle cars in the late 60s and early 70s. While the Camaro was the most well-known Yanko car, the Nova received a similar high-performance treatment with the LT1 engine. Beyond the upgraded powertrain, Yanko's team added enhanced suspension, new sway bars, and a posi-traction rear differential. Once the Copo Novas arrived at his dealership, he swapped in custom wheels, installed a hood-mounted tachometer, and added Yanko decals, resulting in a thrilling, driver-focused muscle car experience. Number 1. 1970 Chevrolet Camaro Z28 Hearst Sunshine Special, the rarest Camaro of the 1970s. The 1970 Chevrolet Camaro Z28 Hearst Sunshine Special was a one-of-a-kind prototype with only 3 units ever built and none released for public sale. Originally intended for drag racer Dick Jesse, the car caught the attention of Hearst Performance, which used it as a test bed for high-performance GM components under development. They later partnered with Chevrolet to test and refine these parts, helping improve the brand's competitiveness in Trans Am racing. What made the Sunshine Special truly unique was its power-sliding sunroof, a pioneering feature that never saw mass production. In addition to sunroof testing, the car was used in wind tunnel experiments for developing front and rear spoilers for the SCCA Trans Am series. Of the 3 prototypes built, only one is known to survive today, and it now resides in the prestigious Rick Hendrick collection.